Hi, I'm Sare Liz and welcome to my channel. I'm super excited because I am rebooting my YouTube channel and it's gonna be all about the stuff that I love most in this life. It's going to be about spirituality, coming from a bunch of different directions, and writing. So I'm going to be posting this video and another one today. And the other one is going to be a guided meditation that might be familiar to some of you. And I'm hoping to do at least one guided meditation a week. So that'll be super cool. And that'll be one ongoing series. And I'm looking at a couple of different series to kind of get at the spiritual life and the practice of it and the living of it. And, you know, it's not like anyone who is on any kind of spiritual path whatsoever is always successful at what they do. And more often than not, we're defined by our failures and how we deal with our failures. So I'm going to be talking some about that too. So there's going to be the guided meditations. They're going to be coming up. And there's also going to be a series, if it works, of spirituality and KonMari. Not just because KonMari is crazy popular right now, but also because it's been super helpful in my own life. And it's been really helpful to give me both a language and a practice for something that the church also does. And why am I talking about the church? Oh, by the way, I'm a priest. But it gives language for something that the church does, which it calls discernment, but it doesn't always teach its members how to discern. It talks a lot about it, and it kind of talks its way around the mulberry bush without actually going in and picking mulberries. So I really love KonMari for that. And then I'm also thinking about a series, maybe, if you guys want to see it, possibly entitled Religion Unveiled. And that would be little snippets of sort of going deep into why does a church do that? Why does religion do that? And not in a really kind of crushing and critical way, but in a more historical, well, this is why this developed and evolved. If you combine those two words, you get developed. This is why this developed, and this is why some churches still do it this way, and some denominations still do it this way. So that would be a series. And then I'm also going to be delving into the latest and greatest fad. Is it a fad? I don't know. It's not a cult. It's closer to a fad, but it might end up being something really beautiful, that the Episcopal Church is getting into, which our presiding bishop, who is awesome, Michael Curry, super awesome, that he kind of outlined for us, which he calls the Way of Love. And it's a 7-part system that when I first read it, I thought, well, duh, this is what I and my husband do every day, every week, every month, every year. And then I realized, you know, that's a duh for me, but it might not be a duh for everybody. And so the Way of Love stuff kind of lends itself to interpretation. And he has invited and encouraged everybody in the Episcopal Church to interpret and reinterpret and share the resources that you make and blah, 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 blah. So I'm going to be doing a little bit of that too. It's called Way of Love. It's going to be super awesome. It's going to be all about Jesus without being all about Jesus. Cool. So then the other thing I'm going to be doing is stuff that's a little more personal and kind of life updates, so far as all y'all want to hear about it. And that might also include writing spoilers. Spoiler alert! And as many of you know, I have written, and I'm almost done, with an epic fanfic called Loki of Midgard. And it's a 3-part series. And I'm also in the process of de-Marvelizing it because it was a fanfic from the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and turning it into something that is original fiction and publishable. So that's a work in progress. So far, I have de-Marvelized the first book in the trilogy, and I am working on getting that published. It's super awesome. There are so many more scenes than in the rough draft, which is freely available over on Archive of Our Own, ao3.org. You can just search for Loki of Midgard and read the really, really, really rough draft. I swear to you, it gets better, and all the continuity errors, they go away. Anyway, but I am also working on the rough draft, which I post chapter by chapter on AO3. And the rough draft is called, what the heck is it called? Oh, it's called The Meddler. That's what it's called. I work on it every morning. You'd think I'd remember this. And so The Meddler, spoiler alert, is actually going to be separated into 2 books, because that's just kind of how it works. So the trilogy is actually going to have 4 books in it, but I'm not focusing on that right now. So this is the reboot. There's going to be some guided meditation. There's going to be some way of love stuff. There's going to be some religion unveiled. There's going to be some spirituality and KonMari. And there's going to be this kind of mishmash category of kind of all the rest of the stuff that you guys tell me you want to see. To that effect, to that end, to that effect. See, I'm better in writing. Anyway, why don't you leave me a comment and tell me what kind of stuff you want to see? And, you know, within reason, I'll go there. I am not above giving spoiler alerts. To me, they're just as fun as giving you cliffhangers. And I really, really love giving you cliffhangers. So leave me a comment. Let me know what you're excited to see. You can talk about writing. You can talk about spirituality. You can talk about the fact that I don't ever wear any makeup. I don't know, whatever. And then also, if you like the idea of where this is going, subscribe, which would be super duper awesome. And I will give you lots of love. And hit that alarm bell, that little ringy dingy thing down there, if you want a notification when I update. So that's my story. I'm sticking to it. Leave me a comment, and I'll see you real soon.